over here, 'cause we own shit. You ain't on my level, you ain't on shit. Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another grown shit. What's going on? Everybody coming in. Hey Max.
Salute.
What's going on, Mel?
Oh man, we blessed the favorite up through here. Family, how you feeling? Queen E, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready to get into this convo because I told a couple of fellas that I was gonna talk about this tonight, and they was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
No, let's go.
So I'm gonna give the people a few minutes to come
folks
on.
Talk. All the little kids, y'all go sit down. Go in the other room. Let's go.
I'm gonna let some people give the people a little time.
All the little kids go in the other room. Grown folks only, okay?
I'm gonna give the people a little few minutes to get on in here. Meanwhile, how's your week going so far? We right in the middle of the week.
Oh man, it's always a blessing to make it to hump day. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna start off rough, but then in the middle it's gonna start smoothing out. So, it's a blessing.
Yeah, so happy hump day to everybody who's humping, I guess.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Hump safely though, y'all, okay?
Speaking of humping, that's crazy. Because speaking of humping, the topic tonight is what's the difference between being a single parent and co-parenting? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of annoying to me. Very annoying to me because I happen to know some great fathers, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I happen to be a single mother. But there's a difference between being a single mother and co-parenting, right?
That's right.
Like, I feel like females who be playing games, like not letting the father see the kids for whatever reason, whether they bitter, got a new boyfriend who's weird, or whatever the case may be. I feel like a lot of women don't give the fathers who really want to be in their kids' life the proper respect and what's owed to them. Okay, first, before we get into it, let me say this. I am not talking about the deadbeat daddies, okay? So right. I don't want to hear about the deadbeat daddies tonight because we ain't talking about them.
That's right.
So for the men who do want to be active fathers and they care about their kids and want to be in their kids' life, I feel like it's weak as hell for females to be like, I'm a single parent. No, you're not. You're single while being a parent, but you have an active father who wants to be that daddy to their kids. Hey, Miss D. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all are subscribed to Max Boogie and y'all are subscribed to Miss D, dope content creators, and definitely Mouthpiece, drop your link because y'all need to be subscribed to him too.
No doubt. Coming to him, checking it in like a couple seconds. I got
you. So we talking about the difference between being a co-parent and being a single parent, Miss D. And anybody is welcome to hit the link. Let me drop it, matter of fact. So Mouthpiece, I know that you deal with that a little bit. Tell me how you feel about the situation. Hey, King Miller.
Salute, King Miller. What it do? Salute, Goddess of Love and Max Boogie. What it do? Well, how I deal with it at first, of course, with anything, it's gonna start off rough. It's gonna be hard. When you having a dispute or y'all just separated or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be too fond of what you got going on. But as time went on, I had to show them that it's not particularly about us no more. You know what I'm saying? It's about the kid. It's about me doing what's the best interest of the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that those couple teeths of them years of being apart, it took some time to get used to the scheduling, going to pick up my daughter, visit them, see my son, give him what he need. And it became better. It got better. It was a struggle though. I ain't gonna lie. It was a struggle because man, attitudes started flaring up, schedules clashing, all type of shit being the way.
So let me ask you this, and I don't want to get too personal, but in your experience, have you ever heard your kid's mom refer to themselves as single parents?
Yep, on many occasions.
And how did that make you feel as a man that is a father and want to be in your kid's life?
Well, it made me feel very frustrated because the credibility of the dad is not expressed enough. You know what I'm saying? we always tend to give the mother their credibility, and we understand kids lean on to their mama a lot more. But when it comes to being a man and a father and an active father in the kid's life, you tend to get overlooked. You know what I'm saying? But what make it all worth it is telling them you love them and them seeing how much you love them and you sharing them life experience with them. That make things a lot better.
Right. Hey, Scope and my poo. Hey, listeners. What's up, King Miller? Salute.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing today?
Hello, King Miller. What up, my boy?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
So, y'all, for the people that's coming in, welcome. Please apply some pressure to the like button, okay? But we're talking about the difference between being a single parent and co-parenting. I feel like it's a lot of people confused about a lot of different terms in this lifetime that really irks me. But today, that's what we're focusing on. What you think about it, King Miller?
I have experience in both situations, though. My situation is total. I got experience in co-parent, and I got a situation in single parent, parenting.
Mm-hmm.
So, co-parent, both parties had to be on an agreement page. That's what I figured. Like, no argument, no. You gotta leave the sets alone. That's an automatic no. That would never work when you're still trying to go into with each other. That won't work for the kids.
No sex.
Yeah, no sex with each other. That's done. We broke it up. We got to worry about the kids, and we got to focus, and that's it.
Hey, we got a lot of people up here. Hold on one second, King Miller. Hey, Miss D. Hey, Alex. What's going on, y'all? Hey, Payday.
What it do?
Hello. Hey, everybody.
So, go ahead, King Miller. I'm sorry. I just wanted to greet everybody.
You gotta do. The thing, like the single parent, basically it's just you. You make the rules. You make the decision, and the other party not in the picture. What decision I make, you don't got no say to it. But that co-parent is you gotta have trust with each other and make sure you is on the same level. We come down with schoolwork, discipline, money wise. Like some people pay child support. I don't know about that. I never pay that. But you have to make sure you got to do it the right way for the kids. The kids are number one. The kids are number one. That's automatic.
Okay, Ms. D, what you think about it? The difference between co-parenting and being a single parent, and do you see the problem with confusing the two?
I absolutely see the confusion with the difference because I never called myself a single parent because I was blessed to have and I even call him my ex instead of baby daddy. That's another word too. Like that it's a pet peeve for me as well because I was blessed for my ex to be very present in his son's life. So I was very blessed to have that. And so we co-parent very well. When I say, I never said that I was a single parent, I just would say that my status is single as far as being married, but I do have co-parenting with my ex-husband. That's how I always worded that because I felt like that still showed him respect as well. And that's why I do, even though ex doesn't sound good, but he was my husband. But I think baby daddy is giving him not the credit that he was. He was my husband at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with you.
Baby daddy to me is somebody that, you weren't married with and didn't have, you had a child with. But yes, I do feel that we should use the word co-parenting, especially when it's working. If it's working and you guys are doing it, definitely it should be called co-parenting.
I absolutely agree. I feel like it's definitely levels to this, and like I said, in opening, I know a lot of actual single fathers where it's not talked about a lot, but the mothers aren't around, whether they living life without their kids, whether they might be incarcerated, and some of them may unfortunately be deceased. But there are a lot of single fathers out here. That's why I'm so glad that the men decided to join me because I feel like we don't listen to the men enough, in my opinion. Magnetic Repellent, Alex.
On time
How you feel
for
about
the
this,
folks.
Alex?
What's up, everybody? What's up, E? What's going on?
Salute, guys.
What's
Salute,
going
brother.
on? Hold on one
All
second,
right.
Alex. Hey, Mac, what's up, big bro? Get to you in just 1 second. Y'all better make sure y'all are subscribed to Cigar Chat with Mac.
You better believe it.
Let's go, Mac. Salute the
What's up,
payday, by
Mac?
the way.
Huh?
Yes. He said salute to Payday. She in the chat. My girl Payday, yes. Subscribe to Payday as well. Okay,
Yeah.
Alex, what you think about this whole co-parenting versus single parenthood thing?
Well, I've been on both sides of that. I've been married twice. Both women were great mothers. But I just don't think that, single dads, we don't receive the reverence that the single mothers get. If we have to go and get child support from the mother, the courts don't really take us that serious. The assumption is, when mothers do their thing, everybody, strong mother doing her thing. We so proud of her. But the father, we just expected to have it because we're men. Nobody cares what we have to go through to get it, to make it happen, to make sure there's a roof, to make sure we just expected to have it just because of our gender. You know what I mean? It's almost a thing where it's just like, well, get it done, man up. It's that whole situation. Now, mothers do it. They go out there and they deliver, and they strong, and they take care of their kids by themselves. But it's almost like a plus thing with them. With us,
Right.
it's expected. You know what I'm saying? If we don't do it, it's like when you're in a relationship with a woman. I've been married twice, right? If she's home taking care of the kids and everything, and you're working, then she's a wonderful woman who takes care of our household and she holds it down, and the man doing what he's supposed to do as a man, this, and that. But if the man is home being a house dad and she's out working and everything, then she's a strong woman doing her thing and she's working out there busting her ass, and his bum ass is at home. That's what happens. There's double standards in this thing. And it's the same thing how we celebrate Mother's Day with these
Right.
big lavish celebrations, and men, we get recycled ties every year and all kind of shit. So those are some of the issues I have.
Or some ink pens and shit.
Yeah, with some ink pens, some suspenders,
Some socks.
yeah, some socks, all kind of dumb shit. So, but I've been blessed with some great mothers, but I've always felt like I've taken a back seat just because of my gender as a father. I don't receive the same reverence that the mothers receive.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mac, I know your situation is interesting, so that's why I reached out. I was like, I can't have this conversation without Big Bro.
Right. I mean, it's everything what Alex said. I mean, for me, raising my two sons as a single father, we get held to the same parental standards far as what we should do, but we don't get the same grace as mothers. Like, we're not allowed to have to any financial heartaches and hardships, and there just ain't no soft landing spots for men, unfortunately, in this
Hey,
world.
Carl.
And I'm not saying that, and again, I'm not saying that, men and women are, should be treated to the same harshness. I understand the difference in how we're built. And I get all of that. But my thing is that though, what there seems to be this notion that fathers are less important. Now, I was just as important to make this damn baby. So I'm just as important to raise them. And it tends
Right.
to be that, the law was heavier handed against men than it is women. I mean, you talking about a man that filed for I filed a divorce. I went and divorced my wife. Now, you in bad situation when you go down there and take your ass to divorce somebody. I went and divorced her. It was that bad. I said, you know what, Your Honor, put me on papers. I'm out. Now, how do you get put on papers? How do you ask to be on child support, ask for divorce, and they don't even give you joint custody? They give you visitation. So,
Oh, wow.
I didn't even get joint custody.
Man. Oh man, brother. Sorry about that. Brother. Sorry about that, brother. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so
Man.
that's it's a real thing to me. So I take it real serious. So now I'm a father, a real hands-on father, but I tell you what, it's just sad that a lot of women don't value us until that kid that they pushed us out of or is messed up or in trouble. And it's like, well, you know what? Had you let that father be involved, it does
Mhm.
make a difference. So that's my
Yeah.
take.
My problem with
Facts.
it is being a single mother who, unfortunately, my situation is I can't just reach out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that I feel that is true single parenthood when you can't be like, go over your daddy's house or this or that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a co-parent is you can call them for situations, money, whatever. You can say, I'm spending the weekend, the kids are spending the weekend with their father. You being single relationship wise has nothing to do with parenthood. So that irritates me that the fathers don't get the respect that they deserve when they actively want to be fathers. Like, I don't feel like nothing going on between you and that man should you play with his fatherhood.
Yeah, and I always say E because I've heard this, famous court judge, Judge Judy. She says this a lot, and she said when couples are going through this, whether married or committed or otherwise, and there's a breakup with children, you have to love the children more than you hate each other,
Come on now.
because at the end of the day, all the children want is the parents' time. Yeah, we know we need money. We know we got to feed them and house them. That's a given. That's common sense. But when you
Right.
start getting into the middle of spending time with them, taking them to the park, going to an ice cream parlor, taking them to the movies or a museum, these are the memories that you build that the children remember. And when you got a bitter ex that just want to stand in the way because she mad the way things have ended, or she may have caught you cheating during the relationship, now she want to get revenge, and many times she want to use the child support court as vengeance, as a tool of vengeance to pay you back. And when you go in child support court as a man, and specifically as a black man, you automatically a deadbeat in their eyes. Automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
definitely
just,
get
I just,
prejudged. That's true, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't like
But
it.
but
Because
I'm sorry. I didn't
go
mean
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, mouthpiece.
Is
no,
my
but
piece
one
there?
thing I must give. Yeah, this is my piece. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Okay.
you. We hear
Yeah.
you, bro.
Yeah, y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, bet. Yeah, one thing I must do thank the Lord for it too. Beside that, because I had my experiences with raising my kids and being there for them and getting put on me at one point in time. But I love about 4 months ago, my daughter came to me and she said, "Thank you, Dad, for always being there." You know what I'm saying? Because I knew if I keep doing my thing, they would realize it. They would keep seeing me. They would keep, you know what I'm saying? All that time that I spent with them, it does add up. So I want to definitely commend all the single fathers out here, and also the ones on the chat and in the panel. Man, y'all keep doing y'all thing, bro.
Appreciate
And mouthpiece, what you just said is powerful, because I've experienced the same thing. Because my children, my adult children, 33, 27, 31, they're all grown. I just have one 13-year-old and I'm raising alone because my second wife unfortunately passed away. So, but those children, for my first marriage, my daughter 33, she thinks I walk on water. You know what I mean? So she thinks I'm Jesus or something, because she just adores her father. And she said to me one day, because she used to hear her mother talk about me terribly and stuff like that when me and her mother were still angry at one another. And she said to me one day, she was like, "Well, I don't know what mom's problem is, because to me you're perfect," you know, like that. And that's what she's supposed to think. She's supposed to think that. She wasn't supposed to hear the discussions her mother was having about me to her friends or to her mother, how I did this to her, how I mistreated her, was cheating in the street. She wasn't supposed to. Now, I was wrong as two left shoes, but my daughter wasn't supposed to hear that from her mother. She wasn't supposed to hear those discussions.
Right.
So, in those kind of attempts to taint the child's mind, then we as good fathers got to wait it out, because we're always the bad guy, right? We're always the bad guy that have to wait it out. We're always the ones, we get displaced from the home. There's a breakup, the man has to leave. Okay, the man has to leave the children and get visitation. The man typically has to pay child support. There's women that go through it, but not as many as men. So,
Right.
you know, that alone hurts us enough.
Mhm.
And now when we come try to see the child, you're going to block that. You're going to
Yeah.
talk bad about us in front of our children. And we have to wait till they get 18, 19, 23 years old to tell us that I understand now. You're a great
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
But all those years from 6 years old,
Yeah.
you know, to 9 to 13, we got to be the bad guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love what Carl said. He said it's not the presents you give the child, but it's the presents. He meant presents. I know what you was trying to say, Carl, and I love it. He says not the presents you give the child, but the presence of being there and showing that you care. Real talk. I love that.
You
Hey,
know what?
Christopher, welcome.
You know what? Just to add to what Alex was saying. I mean, I always tell every man, you're gonna get blamed regardless. Whether your ass stay, whether you leave, you're gonna get blamed regardless. If you stick around, you're gonna go through it. If you leave, you ain't nothing. But at the end of the day, if you stay, after a while, whatever that woman is saying cannot match your actions. And so when those kids get grown, what happens naturally is they start comparing. It goes from being mommy, everything she say is right if you a man, to wait a minute, hold on now. They put you on a scale. You said this, but he was always there for that. You said this. And when kids get grown, everybody become adults. We all on equal playing field. So yeah, I'm dad, but I'm also Mark Anthony. So then they put Mark Anthony the man, and they pick their mama, will just say Lisa. And we'll just and say, well, on Lisa, you got some issues that ain't got nothing to do with Mark Anthony. I see you as a grown woman, and you starting to irritate the hell out of me. So I know you was irritating my dad, and you know, so it takes a while. So I said, for real. I mean, for real. My son just called me the other day. He said, Dad, I see why you left her. My son in California. He told me.
Hey, Hank and TV.
He said, I see why you left my mama. He called
That's
me.
true.
He called
That's
me.
true, man.
He said,
Yeah.
he said,
Bruh.
Dad. He said, Dad, how did you last that long? I said, I lasted for you. He said,
Yeah.
That's real.
Yep.
That's very powerful what you just said because, you know, I started this off with this is really about the men. I don't feel like men get enough light shown on them.
Hell no.
But I will say on the flip side, being a single mother, I refuse to talk bad about him in front of her or just period. Because for one, I have to answer for me. I don't have to answer for you. You have to answer for you. So as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, you're absolutely right. The kids will see who was there and who did what. Hey, Anisi, I don't know if you heard me. Hey.
Hey girl, what's up? What's up? I'm listening before I chime in. You know how my mouth is.
Yes. So
You add your 2 cents on Nisi when you ready to jump in here.
Listen. I kind of been on both sides of this because not only am I a mom, I'm a bonus mom. And I had to witness firsthand my husband's ex-wife, you know, talking a whole lot of crap about him to his daughter. And she believed it too until she got grown. And I think it is so messed up because I would never say anything negative about her to her. I wouldn't say anything about her mom in front of her. Whenever, you know, her mom, she would come home for the summer and be like, her mom said this about you, mom. I said, well, baby, that's something that she gonna have to answer for. The only thing I can say is that I love you and I'm always gonna be here. I didn't birth you, but you my child. And it's really sad because my husband was a present father. And he did everything that a father is supposed to do. But she still bad taught him because I think in her mind they were gonna always get back together. And once I came into the picture, she saw that he was serious about me. And it wasn't just me because he lived with somebody before me. It was the fact that her daughter went home and said, oh, you know, my daddy dating somebody new. She's cool. We went shopping. She did my hair. The fact that she won't come home and saying negative stuff about me really irked her. And I just think that's the saddest thing, because you can't have your way. You're gonna down talk these dads out here that's trying to step up and do the right thing.
Right.
So
Carl said, I congratulate the brother that take care of these children. Having grown up with a single parent mom, I was never shown how to be a father when I had no one to show me that. But thank God for my uncle. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you just said, Arnisi, because at the end of the day, not only are y'all losing time with your children that you could be happy with them, you know, those things that happen in your childhood affect you in your adult life. Like Mac just said, now his son calling him like, I see why this happened. And then in turn, he could possibly, I know he won't because Mac is an awesome man. But if he didn't have a father like Mac, you know, you can take that into your adult relationships.
You do.
and she has.
You do.
Mm.
You do.
And you know what's interesting is that, you know, a lot of guys, you know, when they become father or they make children and they're not there for their children, you know, a lot of times the excuse is, well, I didn't have a dad in my life. I didn't know how to be a father. Then, you know, to me, that's tired. That's not really a reason, because for me, my dad wasn't around either. And I knew how I felt in my heart, not having him around. It made me angry. I was discontented. I was fighting all the time. I had a lot of anger built up because my mom was struggling by herself and he wasn't there to help. Okay. So just knowing that, knowing how I felt, that emptiness I felt without having him, I said, I would never leave my children. That was already set in stone when I was a kid. I said, I don't know.
Right, it should be motivation.
That's motivation. I don't want my children to feel what I'm feeling right now. So I will never leave them.
My bad, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely tired. Like, you know, we've talked about this before. Alex, shout out to old school versus new school. Okay, old school is up late tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
You know,
but
give his ass some coffee or something.
Yeah, I so appreciate y'all showing up and pulling up for me, because I feel like these conversations. Now I'm gonna try to do them a little earlier because I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
we old.
I didn't want to say it. Y'all seasoned.
But we look good though.
I like how you do the time.
That's a fact, Alex. We damn sure looking good now. We aging wine, baby.
All right, y'all look young up in here though. I ain't gonna cap though. Y'all looking pretty good.
Black don't crack until it crumble. Man. Okay.
Hey, pressure out here in these streets, goddamn it. Go ahead, y'all.
But I forgot what I was gonna say now, messing with y'all.
No, but we were talking about
it was tired about having the excuse.
Oh yeah, right. We talk about this all the time, you know. People talk about, you know, being a product of their environment, things like that, but every day is a choice. Every day is a choice. And if you don't like the situation you're in, it's up to nobody but yourself to change that.
Let me add to that though. I want to piggyback on what Alex said. I didn't go with my father either. My great-grandmother raised me. Now, you know, it's a whole lot of things that got to go wrong. It's a whole lot of balls that got to get dropped for your great-grandmother raised you. You know, it's some folks that didn't show up.
Oh, yeah. Big Mama don't play.
Exactly. So Big Mama was the one who caught me. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter that you don't have a father. If you want to do something, you're going to figure out how to do it and get it done. The bottom line is this, though. Here's the benefit of having that father. The thing with going through all that I went through with my kids, I showed them, honestly, how hard I had to fight to be a father. They saw what their mothers put me through. And now I said, but you see, I stayed committed. So I explained to all of them, every time you lay down with a woman and you could possibly make a baby, you know what's expected of you. And I'm happy to say all them boys have surpassed their daddy and not made no baby. 25, 23, 22. When I'm out here making babies at 20, because I'm out here whacking the damn fool. I didn't know the consequences, but I did. I was off the chain.
Now I gotta applaud.
You know, Mr.
Generational curses.
You said what, Niecy?
I said that's breaking generational curses, baby.
They broke
your children to be grown and on their
25.
own and able to take care of their own kids.
And because they said, Dad, because we saw what you, I said, because guess what? You can choose your choices. You can't choose the consequence now. You can choose
Right.
to make a baby,
Right.
but you don't know what you're gonna deal with. So you better be careful because you saw what I did with. But whatever that woman do, you better stand up there and be present for my grandchild, or we're gonna have a problem because you know what to expect. You know what the standard is. And when you give kids a standard, they say, nah, I ain't ready to make no babies. Let me be more careful. So I
Is it,
Right.
yo, my older brother always told me, he said, fucking is grown folk business. Too
Yeah.
much come with that. You know, I think a lot of these kids want to get grown just because they think that being grown is cussing, having sex, staying out late and drinking. Okay. And they get culture shock when they get out there on their own and figure out it's more to being grown than just that.
Man, shit.
Welcome,
You know what I
Young.
mean?
Thank you, Miss D, for sharing this out.
For real. So, but I was fortunate enough to have, two good mothers for my children. Very fortunate. Was married to both of them because I don't believe in much in marriage now, but I did then because I was building families. So I believed in marriage. I wanted to marry the mothers and have the kids in that environment, in that structured environment. But being at this age now, I'm not real big on marriage. Maybe companionship, but marriage, nah.
AKA, he ain't breaking off no bread with nobody.
Nah.
Twice.
Hey, Alex, I'm keeping all my goddamn money.
Yo, Mac, I'll break them off, just not with no bread.
Hey, ain't getting no
Oh my God.
ain't no more deductions out my checks ever again.
no more of that, bro.
No.
But Mac, you brought up an interesting point that even though you was a stand-up man, you saw that the relationship wasn't going how you saw it going. You decided to step out of it, and you still had to fight to be a good father. So that's what I can't stand for, is a man who's there, ready and willing to be a father, and you out here screaming, I'm a single mama. No, you're not.
Yeah, you want to force yourself to be a single mom. You gonna make yourself be a single mama.
Right. Like, and then like Alex said, and you said as well, and now you got people looking at this man like he not handling his business. All the while it's you playing games. Like Anisi said, he was there ready and willing to be a father, but because he's happy with somebody else and don't want to be with you no more, oh, now you're gonna stop him from being in your kid's life? Like that's absurd to me.
I don't know how many.
The only reason she was seeing her home during the summer is so she could play and do what she wanted to do, and for us to buy all her school clothes and school supplies and stuff like that. She always had an agenda with everything that she did. Now my other bonus daughter, it started off really rocky because I think that mom thought that he was taking care of my two kids, but she don't realize that I was taking care of everybody because I was the breadwinner back then, okay?
And at the time, and regardless of that, as long as your kids taken care of, everything else is none of your business at that point.
But I will say my second bonus daughter's mom, she came around and we became an awesome co-parenting squad. Like y'all have seen us at her graduation, like everybody was like, "Ooh, there ain't no beef, there ain't no beef." Everybody was giving her beef. And I'm like, no. And it made me so proud because my bonus daughter's mom's sister stood up and said, she was like, I'm gonna give you your product because you one of the best stepmamas anybody could ever have. And that's how I was with my husband. I'm like, anybody I be with, you got to be present in your kid's life or deuces to me. Because how are you gonna be taking care of me and doing things for me and you ain't doing for your kids?
Right.
I can
turn off.
Yeah, that's ass backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to mouthpiece. How many kids you got?
I have 2 kids, sir.
How were things with their mothers or their mother?
Well, their mothers. You had it right the first time.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
got 2 baby mamas. They are great, man. Man, I ain't gonna cap, bro. This the best time of my life with them, bro. Cause like they understand the mission completely now. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of like misconceptions and a lot of, you know what I'm saying, that was being thrown. Not so much as with my daughter's mom, but more so with my son's mom. You know what I'm saying? That was that was a struggle. You get what I mean? By the age we broke up when he was 4 years old. So that was hard within itself because those first 3 birthdays, they were so tough. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go over here, we gotta meet up at Chuck E. Cheese, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you know, you want to do stuff, you know, accordingly, but they making it hard for you, and then you have all this stuff going on. And then the guy came in the background, he was throwing shade too. So you already know what that was.
Right. Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
can't forget that part, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Miss D, you spoke about your situation was marriage. So did you have to deal with like another party involved with your son, and how did you deal with that?
Yeah, my situation is actually a little different.
Mhm.
So I was the one in the divorce that was like, you could take the kids and I'll pay the child support. It's very rare that this happens, but
Whoa.
it was because they were 2 boys. I was raising 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, I switched the game on them. They're 2 boys, and so I was like, hey, you know. Plus, I knew what I needed. I needed to get my mind right. I knew that I wasn't, I was going through, when you go through a divorce, it's not a good thing. So I knew there was things that I needed to work on, and I was utilizing that time to really get to tap into myself. So we didn't do it through the courts because we don't that's something we didn't do. We so I would pay him every 2 weeks child support and pick up the boys on the weekends and whatever. We worked it out. Only thing we did through the court was actually just get the divorce. Everything else we just worked out ourselves. But what
Wow.
eventually
That's
happened is
nice.
my son, the oldest one, didn't like who his father was with. And I was at home one day and they had their own rooms and stuff. And when I tell you they pulled up with the truck with all my kids' stuff in it, and I was like, "What's going on?" My oldest son was like, "We ain't staying over there." Like he was like, "I told Dad we gonna go with Mom," and so that's how I eventually got them back.
Mhm.
I took them back and got them like that, and then at that point we worked out arrangements. Then, like I said, we have a very good. They're grown now, 30 and 26, so um, they're grown, but we definitely have still a good bond, and we still co-parent. Like even though I'm in a different state, if once I go back home and there's different events, like I have grandchildren now, and we still show up together or whatever, what I'm saying, we're there all together as one. So like I said, my situation was a little different because I utilized that time to get my mind right, basically.
I should
I
have
think
married.
that's
And
dope
I
what you
thank him
just
for allowing
said.
me to do that.
I think that's dope what you just said, because I feel like, hold on, because I'm gonna forget what I'm about to say. I think it's dope that you just said that, because I think that plays a part in this whole situation, right? Instead of women saying, okay, us breaking up is changing my lifestyle and how I'm used to things going, and I'm not ready and I can't handle it, or whatever the case may be. Say that instead of being bitter and then playing games with the kid. So I commend you for taking those steps. Like, okay, well, we finna switch things around because I need to resituate things so that I can be there for my kids properly.
Yeah, that's a fact. Hell, I should have married her. Shit.
I wanted to chime in because her story is similar to mine. Because when me and my first husband broke up, I decided that because I had really terrible postpartum depression, I had it so bad that I was hearing and seeing things. And whenever me and him decided that we weren't gonna be together anymore, I didn't want to uproot the kids and bring the kids with me whenever I'm trying to work through my mental. I'm trying to get myself back right with me. And it was a similar situation. My husband decided to get remarried, and the woman that he married just so happened to be uh we called her Evelyn because that's who she was. And it took my kids about a year and a half to tell me that she
Excuse
was
me, ma'am. Give me 1 second. What do you mean by evil Lynn? What is that? If you don't mind me asking.
Evelyn is just a
That's the
nickname we
name of
called
a evil
her,
witch. Yeah.
because she was evil, straight out evil. I didn't know that she was abusing my
Hey,
kids.
Nurse K.
They was
Oh man,
scared to
look,
tell me
look.
because
Salute to Nurse K. Salute.
they were scared to tell me because they didn't want to disappoint their dad. But I always told them, I looked them in the eyes. I said, once I get situated, get myself together, like it's never gonna be a question. Whenever you say you want to be with me, you can be with me. Um, and I think it's mature of a woman to realize that in that time, in that part of their life, that their dad can be a better parent than they can. And my family gave me flack, like no woman don't never leave their kids, but they just didn't understand what was going on with me because it was better for me to be an absent parent. And look, listen, I'm gonna tell you, my family was. It was better for them to think of me as an absent parent than to admit that I had psychological things going on.
Mm.
And it's kind of hard to talk about because it's still a little raw with me. Um, but the fact that this woman decides that because her husband wanted to compare everything she did to me, she started taking it out on my kids.
And that's crazy.
And it's still on site. When I see a Lord forgive me, I know I said I'm changing. God, I said I'm changing, but
Yeah.
it's on site whenever I see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Ain't
you
no
gotta do that.
aspirations for good ass whoopings. Ain't no aspirations.
Uh-uh.
Look, it's on site when I see
Hey,
him
Alex still
because
owes some niggas some ass whoopings.
You ain't lying.
I'm telling you, this woman has done everything in her out of her way to avoid me all these years. Whenever she
Mm.
knew I was coming to pick up the kids, she would be gone because she know I will still want to fight her about what she did to my kids. And the older they get, the more that I find out, the more I want to tap her.
Oh
But
my God.
Yeah.
Watch out,
so
lady,
that's where
whoever
my
she's
guilt
talking
comes
about.
in. That's where my guilt comes in because I didn't know that was happening. Even though I used to question them down when they came here, they didn't want to disappoint their father.
Yeah.
And I will say that my kids has an amazing father.
Mm.
There's nothing that I ever had to ask him for. We went through the courts for divorce, but we both had joint custody of them always. Um, and my kids was fortunate because I married a man that also ended up being a great father figure for them. They call him Pops and call their dad.
Yeah.
And I just looked out. I really looked out
See
that
you next
I
time, Young. Thanks so much for coming through. Hit that like button on your way out and subscribe.
I
Go
just
ahead.
looked out that I ended up
Yeah,
with
God
two
bless
men
the brother.
that knew
No
how
other.
to be great fathers.
Mm. Nisi, I'm sorry you had to go through that. For the other young lady, Goddess, I applaud you for understanding your limits. A lot of people don't understand their limits. To give your ex custody, and because you figured you had to take some mental wellness time, you had to get right for your life to be better for your children. And a lot of people don't understand that. They want to stay in the kid's life, even though they're a wreck. They just want the money. I'm
Mhm.
keeping the kids for the money. He gonna pay me, but you're an emotional wreck. You're angry. You're bitter. Your mental is off. Just like these women. I know we got women up here on the panel. How do y'all feel about women who get on social media and so forth every Father's Day? Happy Father's Day to me. I'm the mother and the father.
Mm-mm.
You know,
That irks my soul, Alice. That irks my soul.
Mine's too.
Because
That's the word.
even if it's an absent father, there's still a father out there for your kid. You can never be what a father can be for your kid as a woman. Period. Even if they're absent, even if you doing everything, you can never replace what a father can bring to a child. You just can't. So I would never ever, even if I had absent fathers, I would never say Happy Father's Day to me because I don't know what it's like to be a man.
right.
Well, being in that situation, me, and it's two things I want to say. I love this. I love this dialogue. But being in that situation, me myself, because my situation, he's not around because he's upset because he can't control me. But what does that have to do with your child? You know what I'm saying? So I would never do that either. Like people write me and say Happy Father's Day to me. Like, don't send that to me. I'm a mother. Um, just like y'all said, like I can't be a father. I can be a damn good mother, but I can't be a father. Also, I want to say something to what Alex said as far as some people don't understand that part, but there are also people who do understand that part and don't want to do the work because doing the right thing and actually admitting being vulnerable and saying that you can't handle this situation right now, you need to take the kids. That takes a certain type of character to say that and then to do the work to get right. So a lot of people know what they need to do. They just weak and won't do that. So they rather take the easy route, which is being bitter, which is playing games with the kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we having this conversation because that irks me. Also, I don't know if you guys seen this video, but I was over on Auntie. Shout out to Auntie. Make sure y'all subscribe to Auntie, the Boiler Room, and the Purge page. He played a clip of this woman. Her husband was laying asleep in the bed. And she said she just rather be a single parent because he was supposed to take the kids to summer camp. And she starts packing up his stuff, throwing it into the car and stuff. She got a hospital bracelet on. She said that her child was in the NICU and different things like that. And it's like, I feel like a lot of women have no empathy or sympathy for a man, especially your mate. Like she said, husband. She didn't say my baby daddy. She said husband, and he was present. He was there asleep in the bed. It's like women don't care about men's emotions, men's feelings, even down to what you, Alex, and Mac just said, even Mouthpiece you just said. Just you being separated from your children affects you if you a real man.
Mm-hmm.
So that really bothers me that women really, do these type of things to men who are active. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not talking about the deadbeats. So I don't want to
Right.
hear about the deadbeats.
Well,
Yeah.
ain't shit. Men ain't been. That ain't nothing new. They've been around
Right.
for getting the time. You ain't got to even spend no time on that. See, you don't have to. I always say sorry is sorry. You don't spend energy putting sorry down. You ain't got to convince no kid of a sorry daddy. If he's sorry, he
Right.
gonna see it. It's when you
Mhm.
work to keep a good man down or a good
Right.
father. That's when you have a problem. But I want to highlight, and one thing I noticed about you and dealing with you, you have a great respect for real men. But you appreciate your father. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that no relationship is perfect. We all have our moments, but because you have a reverence for a man that raised
Right.
you or is in your life, you wouldn't deny that same respect to a child. There's a lot of
Right.
women that don't that if I can tell you guys this about the two women that bore my children. They both got
Mhm.
daddy issues. Now I didn't know that young man walking into the door, but they
Right.
both have daddy issues. And so, unfortunately, you could go two ways. Some women to say, well, I want my kids to have a better relationship than I had with my dad. Or you can go with two, unfortunately, I didn't get to win the lottery on them two. You can go the other way where it says, well, I don't want them, well, I didn't have a good relationship, so I'm gonna sabotage y'all's relationship. And unfortunately, a lot of women with daddy issues and they take it out on the men that they have children with. Not all women, but there are a lot. Unfortunately, both of mine.
That's very true.
Yeah, it is.
Both of
And I
them.
want to.
Hey, I had to add on to that too.
Go
I
ahead,
went
bro.
through the same situation. This brother was just saying. Just
Mm.
saying, by the way, my bad. I went through the same
It was
situation,
fun
bro.
for me.
Daddy issues, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with, you know what I mean? Dealing with talking to them about it constantly. One of them even did 10 years in prison, and he missed out on the big time. She ended up having to go to foster care, and they had issues from the jump. You know what I'm saying? I had to mend that relationship or work through it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it ain't easy, bro. You're right about that. That daddy stuff
Yeah,
play a big
man.
role. I
Yes, sir.
love to meet women that have in their life who are involved with their dad because they didn't understand the role of a man. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah, bro.
And that also makes you go into relationships, period, different. Because I say this a lot. And this is no disrespect to nobody else. I hate when people speak on themselves and then other people take it as offense, like it's a dig to them. I'm just speaking on my experience. I come from married couples. You know, my father, my mother, they're still together. My grandfather, my granddaddy, they was married till my grandfather passed and my grandma passed. I have one person on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So I come from wives. It's different when you are raised by a single mom. It is different when you come from maybe a side chick mom. It is different if you come from a prostitute mom. Everything is different, but it all boils down to once you get older and you decide the choices that you gonna make, that's the only thing that you can talk about at that point, because everybody's not blessed to be in certain situations. But to me, just like Alex said, if I was in a messed up situation growing up, like, even let me just stay on myself, right? Even though I had both my parents, how I was raised, I'm old school. So it is a lot of things that I disagree with, but that made me go into parenting like, this is what I would like to fix or rearrange. It don't make you be like, well, F it, I'm not even going to deal with it because didn't nobody show me how. Like, that's weird to me.
Yeah, I listen, in recent memory, I dated a woman who had daddy and mommy issues, and she was just an emotional wreck. She was unstable. You know, people don't understand that you need that balance. You need that feminine and that masculine balance. You know, both genders need that growing up. You know, and it's vital. You know, we so busy being angry, or women can't do what Goddess did, right? And say, listen, you can have the children. I'm not right. Blah blah blah. That takes a very, very mature, very aware individual to do that and put her children before herself and not worry about the dollar. See, so many of these women are so angry
She
and bitter,
even paid. She paid child support.
She paid it. How many women gonna do that? Somebody do a documentary about this woman here.
Miss D, come on over to Galaxy Productions. Let's put your biography together, girl.
That's why I'm so into health.
I mean, I just was blessed. I just was blessed that, I feel like if I would have been a little bit, I didn't have my mom or dad. I'm just gonna say that. And I didn't realize how big an impact that was gonna have on me once I had kids. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I knew everything because I went to school early, became an RN early. I felt like I knew everything. And I feel like it's very important for if you came from a single parent home or a home where you had neither one of your parents there. I was raised mostly by family and my sister. It's very important that you work on yourself before you decide to bring a child into this world. That would be the tidbit I would give anybody. Before you bring a child in this world and you got issues with the way you grew up, you need to take the time to work on yourself before you bring another person into the world.
And I'm going to take it a step further and put a little bit of sprinkles on there. Work on yourself before you even get into a relationship.
Right.
Because you already know y'all going to be around.
Right.
So work on yourself first so that you can be that person that you expect to receive.
But see, people do that then they can't blame anyone for them being fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's why people jump from relationship to relationship. Every time you turn around, they got a new boo, right? Because they don't take the time by themselves to get the help they need. Because they can always point the finger. Oh, why didn't that work? Oh, because he did this. He did that. Oh, I got a new boo now. Oh, that didn't work? Yeah, because he. It's like, you the common denominator.
Right.
What the fuck? You done been in 3 relationships this year, and none of them worked. So when do you start looking at yourself and saying, I may be the problem, and stop blaming the men?
When they ask get the lonely lady winner, when it's too old and too late, this lonely lady winner.
Like
I'm still in it, so you know.
Hey, E, it's called lonely lady winner when your ass is dried up, don't nobody want you no more, and you looking crazy. You got them.
Oh my God.
There is no cap though.
Sorry to them ladies.
Lonely lady
cap
winner.
though. Just look at Kendra G show. Like there be 60-year-old women or they're still saying, I want a 6 foot man, and he need to make 6 figures, and he need to be this, and he need to be that. And whenever she throw a question back at them, they get offended and mad.
Delusional as fuck. Delusional. Period. You know what I mean? That method has not worked. When do people put? And I'm just directing this to women right now because they're mainly the ones all over social media, like Aunt Niecy said, he got to be 6 feet. He got to make 6 figures. He got to have a house and drive this and be able to do this, and that. At 60 years old, 65 years old, okay, nobody's banging your door down anymore. It's time you put a person's character, okay, their integrity. Those things have to come first. Do they value your time and you as a person and just want to spend intimate quality time with you? Those are the things that's important. You're too damn old at 65 now to still be chasing a damn bag. Cut the bullshit.
And I definitely got to expand on what that brother just said. Yes, exactly. All that time that you have wasted building up extra standards and looking at your intention, focusing your attention on the next person, whereas you should have took that energy and that shadow healing and healed yourself up and made sure you was emotionally intact and available for that type of guy and begin with. Because sometimes we all can, and I ain't saying everybody limited, but some of us do kind of have our standards just a little bit too high. So as time go on, you definitely want to make sure you in a receptive mode to feel and see that guy, because 9 times out of 10 they end up meeting a man, and then guess what? Them type of man don't even want nothing to do with them because they already feel and see the energy that they giving off, that they're throwing off that bad negative energy on them, that they still carrying that that hatred within themselves toward men for that situation, and they take the time to heal. So man, right and exact to that, brother. Real.
That's right.
Mouthpiece right there.
Was one lady had the nerve to say she ain't want a man, ain't never drove a new car. I put in the comments, I said, ma'am, you a used car. 62 years old. You a used car.
In the junkyard. You can't get that shit in the junkyard. 62.
Damn, Aunt Niecy. Aunt Niecy, that's gangster, Aunt Niecy. God damn.
But for real.
I just want y'all to know, Niecy is the queen of the trolls to all the trolls out there, okay?
Tell the truth. Shit, your ass is a used car. I guess if you can't get parts for that motherfucker no more.
So parts no more, Matt. You can't get the parts.
Hey, the part discontinued. It's called discontinued, y'all.
Damn. I'm gonna wrap this up. I think that, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong before we get up out of here, because I do want to shine light on everybody up there's pages, because I rock with dope people, okay? But I think that the consensus up here is an age-old quote that we all know, which is, it take a village to raise these kids, right? So we need to start giving the proper respect to the people that bear these children. Whether you are in love with this man anymore, whether he's hurt you, you got to forgive for yourself and then your kids. Like, we got to stop standing in the way, and not me particular, because I don't play that. But I'm going to just say, come on now, women. We got to step it up. Stop standing in the way of fathers who really want to be fathers, because that is something that this demographic is really missing. Leadership. We need the real fathers. The real fathers need to feel energized. They need to feel appreciated. They need to feel valued, and they need to be respected, because that's the only way they can continue doing what they do.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I'm gonna say this, going out to
Heavy.
Mouthpiece. I know you're not a grandfather, are you, Mouthpiece?
No, sir. Thank God. Not yet.
And
God is good.
yeah, and I know Mac is not either.
no, don't speak that either, brother.
I'm not. I'm not, but I want one.
They
I'm a
said keep that
grandparent.
energy right there in that box. I need
Hey,
to see.
keep it over there with magnetic repellent being a granddaddy. I don't want none of that. Fly to your grandpa. Pop, pop.
I'm ready for a grandchild.
We ain't mad at you, granddaddy. Though we ain't mad at that. We ain't even mad at that.
He said, I swear for the Lord.
But I want to say this to them two brothers, that I wish for y'all one day that blessing, because when you have your own, it's a wonderful thing. But when those you produce, it's a different feeling, because you're like, wow, a whole nother generation coming in. I've lived long enough to see this. This is a wonderful thing. And you're going to treat your grandkids different than you treat your own children.
I was just about to say, and they get away with everything.
I'm going to spoil. I'm going to spoil. I'm going to do them worse than I did
Absolutely.
them. Baby, you're going to see what I had to deal with. And it was my fault.
Okay.
So it's going to be my fault. My grandkids spoiled too.
Yeah. But I know
So
Mac's sons is I'm sorry, E. Mac's sons is in their mid 20s, early 20s, and these brothers are waiting. So I commend them for that.
Yeah, man.
But I'm sure that by your example, Mac, they're going to be great fathers, and you're going to be a great grandfather because you was a great father.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I told him. I said, I don't get in your business about what you're dating. And I tell the woman, and the only time I tell my kids one thing, I said, if you want me in your business, go make a grandchild. Because now I'm gonna be investigating who this woman you done laid down with. I'm gonna let her know we ain't gonna play them reindeer games. Ain't no keep away the babies. We ain't doing that no more. That's the only time I'm gonna get in your business if you create a grandkid, because that's my legacy. So Alex, you are spot on.
Yeah.
Man.
And y'all, my baby left me today. He's going back overseas. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, your son was here, Aunt Niecy?
Yes, he was here for like 3 weeks.
Oh,
Left me today, y'all, and I was in here. And he doesn't have any kids yet. He's the only boy out of 3 girls, so it just made me think.
Oh, well, he all right. He be all right. He love his mommy.
Yeah, it's like Carl was like, my husband was like, oh, no matter how old you gonna be, you always gonna be the baby, huh? He always gonna be my baby, but he know how to be a real man. You get what I'm saying? So he had 2 great men in his life to show him that.
Because he showed let me have it, y'all.
He know he could come and lay on mama's shoulder and it's gonna be all right. But then them 2 men gonna get him together, be like, get your ass up and get on that. You know what I'm saying? So I just been blessed. I was really blessed in the father and in my husband department.
So before we get out of here, I just want to go around to all the guests. I really appreciate everybody that's on this stage. Y'all know y'all have a special place in my heart. So I just want to go around and ask everybody what you got coming up and to tell your page so that people can go subscribe. Let's start with you, Mouthpiece.
Yes, indeed. I have a page. Also, the page is on my channel. It's a show called Come On Brother. I would love for everybody that's on the panel and in the chat to definitely come up. I'll be up on there every Saturday, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes Thursday nights. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing surprise lives and things of that nature. Check me out when y'all get some time. Check out some of the playback shows on my channel. I got one particularly talking about Black hatred. And I also just did one talking about what we were just talking about. It's called The Bitter Converter. It got a lot of the same scenarios in that show. So I would definitely love for y'all to pull up. Y'all sub to me. I definitely would sub back. Follow me on IG. Mouthbeast_family with 3 A's. Salute, y'all.
Yes. And Miss Goddess D of Love in the Love Palace, please tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, my page is Goddess Dear Love, and it's the Love Palace, which is my main page is where I do every Saturday after dark. We have grown conversations like we have been right now every Saturday. And most recently, I have a second page, which is Brunch and Tea with my co-host Kimash, which is Monday through Friday, and it's 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got that just started this week. So I got that going on, and we just do like a 45-minute overview of different topics and the deal of the day and the tea. We actually talk about tea as well, the teas and the benefits of teas and health things as well. So those are the things that I got going on. Please
Yes,
sign
make
up
sure
for
y'all
me.
go check it out because I'm gonna be over there for the tea and the tea. Okay.
All the tea.
So Alex, let us know what you got going on.
Well, I am the magnetic repellent. My channel is the same name, at magnetic repellent on YouTube. You can catch me on IG under AW Leaf 67, and also Ways of the World on IG, which is
There
Ways
you
with a
go.
Z. That is my online Etsy store where it carries all my merch, hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs. Go to Etsy, Ways of the World, Ways with a Z, and go pick up some of my merch. Also, a filmmaker currently working on some film projects, taking longer than expected, but hopefully we'll be in production this year. So, got a lot going on, but all good things. And just follow me and support. And I'm going to support everybody here.
And make sure that y'all stay tuned in because we will be talking about his film, y'all. And as far as Ways of the World, we actually did a whole entire segment where he actually told us about his comic and its origins and different things like that. So check that out. It's an old school versus new school episode. Just scroll through and you'll find it. Aunt Nisi, tell us what you got going on.
It's your girl Nurse Nisi, and you can follow me on Entertainment Tea Uncut on IG. I post mostly positive stuff, but I get messy every now and then. My page here on YouTube is the Queen's Cave, but I hardly ever post on that, y'all. But I call it that because I be in my queen cave doing old people stuff like DIY and crafting and things like that. So that's the reason why it has that name. And I got one other comment. Whose breasts are those? Because they're not yours. Okay, let's go on.
And so Mac, tell the people what you got going on.
Man, what I appreciate cigar chats with Mac. I tend to be the only one on the damn show always smoking a cigar. Anybody ever have smoking one but me? But anyway, it's an authentic show where we talk about everyday things. I've had the pleasure of talking with Nicole, and Nicole's been on the show, and of course, Magnetic Repellent. We drop new episodes every Monday. Man, we got some amazing stuff out. It's so much content up there now. I don't even know where to begin. It's just a lot of content going on. So definitely go over there, check it out. It's real raw. It's like me. Ain't no host bars. You're gonna hear something every damn. I got everything from sex to boxers. So you go figure. It's a smorgasbord of whatever you want. Upcoming project, or I got a Tubi movie I'm working on. I finally got ready for my Tubi sex scene because I'm gonna give me one of them Tubi sex scenes. That's
Ooh,
yeah. I'm gonna
why
give me
would
one.
give me a walk-on role? I just want to say 2 or 3 words, a sentence or 2. That's all I want. Because I want to have to memorize the whole script. But
Well, I ain't got
I
set
just
up for a sex scene, ain't these. I pretty much got that script down pat. So I got.
oh no, I don't want no sex scene. You trying to give me a divorce. Okay.
But no,
I want to be a mama. I want to be the mama who says everything that's on her mind that she don't supposed to say. That's what kind of part I
Like
want.
right now.
Right.
Go ahead, Mac.
Yeah, no problem. And last, I'm an author. I got my book, Get Old Diamond, a memoir by Mac. It's a real authentic story. It just chronicles my life from the south side of Chicago to where I am today. So, man, that's pretty much tap in, Mactastic TV on all platforms.
In the building.
And make sure that y'all tune in to Mac. And he also was over here for a story time, telling us a little bit about his story.
At the Bunny Ranch.
You also can scroll down through my videos and find Mac's story time. And like I said, everybody that's up here is basically family. So definitely support. We support back. Y'all know how I feel about support over here. So thank y'all for coming through. And while on your way out, hit that like button and make sure that you are subscribed. And I'll see y'all next time.
Peace and love, everybody.
This is EsessionByEnicole. You can always call me E, but don't never call me Nicole. Your presence is appreciated. Please be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe. It's always a vibe. In my galaxy.
Hey, it's Sean Dufresne from Ready to Love, and you are watching my girl, TheeEnicole.
Tasha Lyons telling you to tune into TheeEnicole.
This is Samson from Ready to Love, and you're tuned into TheeEnicole.
It's Winter from Love America DC, and you're tuned in to TheeEnicole.
Make sure you guys subscribe to TheeEnicole. She is amazing. Click that button, subscribe, and you are going to enjoy all the information that she's going to share.
So come on over and tune in